Welcome back to another Sunday Swings. I'm sick right now, so no face cam this week. Let's start. AUD NZD. AUD NZD. We have this nice bearish engulfing on the daily chart. It's obviously a high risk counter trend trade, but I think it looks pretty good for a counter trend trade. On the weekly we have this not engulfing bearish candle, but pretty close there. Daily looks great. On the 4-hour we would need a retest and then the move to the downside, and this could be a pretty fast, pretty nice counter trend trade. On the 4-hour it feels like it already broke this area of interest and these two levels. On the 1-hour it still feels like it's above the support right here, so maybe we would want for it to go a bit down and then have the retest. Yeah. GBP AUD, super big bearish candle on the daily. On the weekly we are slowly going down on this pair, moving down. We have this strong area of interest. We broke below on Thursday, had a bit of a retest, a retracement on Friday, and now maybe we could now have the move to the downside, the real move to the downside after breaking through this area of interest. So this is what I'm waiting for. I don't know how I want the entry to look, but maybe a retest again and then the move to the downside, or just the move to the downside. I don't really know. Euro NZD. Nice head and shoulders on the daily chart. Weekly also head and shoulders. On the 4-hour we broke below this area of interest and now are looking for an entry, maybe up here when we have the EMA as well, and then first to this level right here, and then afterwards we can have the real move. A GBP CAD. GBP CAD, we had this nice doji on the weekly. Daily we accumulated, then broke above, then came down again, and then had a small retest, and now we are at this level here below the area of interest at the EMA. We had some kind of evening star, and I think this is definitely a valid trade. On the daily we are bearish. On the weekly technically we are bullish. Yeah. That's GBP CAD. AUD USD. We have this kind of head and shoulders on the daily again. 3 small candles. It kind of looks like we would get a big candle the next week, either to the upside or to the downside. Both is possible. Head and shoulders. On the 4 we have this nice clean area of interest. So I'm waiting for a move below this area of interest, a retest, and then the trade to the downside. Pretty simple. CAD JPY. CAD JPY. We have this doji candle, which might suggest a move to the upside. But since we have this nice 4-hour area of interest, I'm only interested in sells. Yeah. NZD-USD. NZD-USD, we took this trade last week. Looks pretty good. This might just be a wick out. And I don't really like the idea of taking this trade again after getting wicked out last week. But it still looks pretty solid, so I will keep it on my watch list for the upcoming week. For the entry, maybe some move to the downside, retest, and then the remove to the downside. But I'm not really sure about it. GBP NZD. GBP NZD on the daily, we had this break, this evening star bearish engulfing. On the weekly, we had this small bearish engulfing candle. And the 4-hour is just super clean. We have this area of interest, EMA. So I want to retest and then have the move to the downside. Maybe have a shift of structure on the 30-minute, 1 hour. Bearish engulfing on the 2-hour, 4-hour. Pretty straightforward. NZD-CHF. We are still at this area of interest. If we can get a real break above, then I'm looking for a retracement and then the buys to the upside. I just think that maybe not this week, maybe not this week, maybe not even next week, but that we will have some week where we just have this super strong bullish candle to the upside, to the EMA, to this area of interest. And this is what I'm waiting for. This is what I'm anticipating. And then GBP JPY, we already had this last week, but I am now looking at it again for this week. Clean doji on the weekly. 4-hour area of interest. Counter trend rate to the downside. Break below this area of interest. Have a retest and then the move to the downside. This would be great. I feel like once we get here, maybe the EMA will also get here, and then we would also have the EMA as a confluence. But regardless, I think this is a pretty clean trade. It's obviously super high risk since it's a counter trend trade, but considering this big doji and everything, the accumulation, this looks like this accumulation, manipulation, and I don't know, distribution or something. I don't really know about that though. Yeah, and that's already it for the next week. I hope you enjoyed it and see you guys next week.